Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Mario and Luigi Dream Team. In the last episode, we entered Neo Bowser Castle for the first time, but Kamek shimmy-shammied all of the passageways, so in order to progress, we're gonna have to hunt him down in the Dream World and kick his butt. And sleep on a Koopa Clown car, which is pretty gosh darn cool. We also had that birthday episode in between, which if you guys didn't watch that, disclaimer, I had to redo the contents of last episode off camera because this episode, or a past recording of this episode, got corrupted and I had to reload my backup save because I didn't notice it until it was too late. So, just a disclaimer on that. That's why I keep backup saves, because stuff happens. But, in case the stats are slightly different or something and some astute watcher was wondering, I feel like, open honesty. An open honesty policy is the best policy if I do say so myself. But here we go, guys, the dream world of Neo Bowser Castle. Let me just say, if there was an episode I had to redo, why did it have to be this one? Because we have to get Excellent 10 and Dodge 10 in Neo Bowser Castle's dream world. It's the last Excellent 10, Dodge 10 in the game. It's also the hardest, because the enemies here are a doozy. An absolute doozy to do. Luckily, there's a trick that I was fortunate enough to have here, which is this Golden Beanie that happens to be at the beginning, because it was there in my practice file, and I guess it's consistent here. I don't know if he'll always show up. If he does, hey, great. If he doesn't, I recommend using a Golden Beanie to farm Dodge 10, Excellent 10, because frankly, I consider the Golden Beanie a bit easier to fight than the actual enemies here, which is saying a lot, because the enemies here are very involved and very difficult, so I'm actually going to farm Excellent 10, Dodge 10 on this Golden Beanie of all things, and that means I'm going to shut up for a while and actually focus on not taking hits, and also killing the Golden Beanie, because I still want to get the credit for it. I let one get away! That's one too many! Too early! Ah! Lame. Okay, well, at least I got a good chunk of the Excellent 10 down. I want to make sure I kill this guy, so we're actually going to burst him down. By the way, in case you're wondering, Bro Bean, that's completely irrelevant at this point. In case you're wondering why I can shift the screen like that, that's when I use the 3D and not, because the 3D is actually a bit easier for the other attack, but that attack is still really hard to dodge, which just goes to say how difficult I consider this Mecha Koopa here, which is one of the enemies we'll encounter in the Dream World. As you can see, it slows down over time as it winds up, but then it'll wind up and go super fast if you want to dodge it. Also, don't jump on it like I just did. That makes things a lot harder, actually. But that's okay. We'll show off the Mecha Koopa, and then I'll hopefully dodge 10 off of it, because it's fairly difficult. Their first attack, they shoot fireballs at you. You have to slowly move down, because as long as you're in front of them, they will spam fireballs at you. And it's kind of annoying. So you have to move really slowly up and down. It's really tricky. If you move too fast, you'll get hit. If you move too slow, you'll also get hit. So it's all a matter of just really slow timing like that. It's an actually fairly unique and fairly difficult attack. I'm just going to stay up here where it's safe. So that's one attack down. Hey, that's a thing, I guess. But also, so the electric ones, though, you can jump on the electric ones. It's no big deal. You can attack them any way you wish. What happens is the electric the electric Mecha Koopas will do things a little bit differently than their normal counterparts. In the case of that attack, the fireballs actually swing around and hit them, so it's actually a time where the electric ones actually help. Although I think the fireballs might be a little faster or something, I'm not really sure. But the normal ones will do, and for the future though, the electric ones are generally a bit more complicated than the normal ones, so it's usually pretty good to have a, I'm actually going to hit all of them here, because I want to get more normal than electric here. But unfortunately, having a mix of them makes things the most difficult, and that's where this attack right here is one of the big reasons. So let me do the attack, and I'll explain it afterwards, because I need to focus here. Okay, so you saw that attack. The way that attack basically works is they'll rush you in the order they jump at the beginning. They'll just keep going until all of them are gone. The ones that are normal will just waddle towards you in the direction that they are. The ones that are electric will actually go and attack you from the opposite end. So having a mix of them obviously just means you have to keep track of things a little bit more carefully. Having just one of each kind of just is a lot. Having a uniform bunch of them just helps. And the final attack that we haven't seen yet is definitely the most complicated when it comes to having electric and non-electric ones. But here we go. We can at least see the normal version of the fire attack and how it differs. Or I can just get hit because I went way too fast there. And I'll just get hit even more. So you can kind of see, you know, as long as I'm here, see, you can't really just jump over them because there's just so many of fireballs that you'll never jump over them properly. So that was a demo to show off how to do things wrong. But there we go. Once I am not talking, it'll be a bit easier to deal with all of this craziness. And they have a third attack, which I consider their easiest attack to dodge if you're focusing, which I will hopefully use that to farm for dodge 10, because the fireball attack is a pain in the butt. But that being said, for the rest of this fight, it's actually fairly straightforward, although I'm kind of just murdering everything rapidly here, which is kind of crazy. I think they're all pretty close to dead at this point. So, how am I an excellent 10? Because I can actually, this is a perfect formation to do my strategy there. Okay, we only have 2 more left. I'm actually going to try my best to not kill as many of these as possible here, because I actually have a slight strategy that I can use for excellent 10 and dodge 10, which is using this attack. So, this attack, if they jump, they'll jump over you. If they don't, they won't. The electric ones will be opposite. Luckily for us, we don't have any electric ones currently, so that actually makes this attack really easy. And I'm going to do one more excellent 10 here. I'm actually going to do an attack, the one over here. I'll kill these 2. And then I can show you my other strategy for getting dodge 10, which I think works decently. So, because that's excellent 10. Once you have excellent 10 taken care of, you can do this strategy a bit better. So I'll explain it in a second. I'm trying not to talk too much because these attacks do require a lot of focus, and if I'm going to get dodged, I need to focus. But now, the strategy here is because there's so few of them, they only do this attack. I'm going to purposely flub this every time. As you can see, I'm barely affecting it. Also, we'll see how the electric one works now. It works slightly differently, so I'm going to shut up here and focus for a second. Because it's normal, it jumps over you. It does the exact opposite, don't forget. So I'm actually just going to flub these attacks and let them do this attack as much as possible, because it's a lot quicker and a lot more simple. So, let me shut up and just, you know, I'm going to focus on this here and not die. He's jumping over me. He's not. He is. It's a very complicated process, but as long as you focus, it's actually a decent way to farm dodge 10s. And you can get to this point really quickly by using a Luiginary ball to kill things really quickly. So, we'll be taking advantage of that for sure. But yeah, that's basically how this fight works. As you can see, it's a very lengthy fight. There's a lot of these guys, so in the future, I'm definitely going to be using bro attacks to deal with them. But yeah, you can see the strategy works fairly decently as long as you stay remotely focused, because I'm getting a lot of dodges in right now. So this is how I recommend doing dodge 10. Otherwise, I think it's a fairly effective strategy. I'm going to actually speed up at this point until I'm done with this, and well, in case, like, unless it just ends right now, which is very possible, because these guys should be getting pretty close to death. I'm surprised that they've lasted as long as they have. Okay, that's one. But yeah, it's just going to keep going, basically, until that one dies. So it's a very good strategy, I find, to farm dodge 10s here. Because at this point, I mean, how far are we here? We are currently now 9 out of 10. In fact, if I do one more dodge, I'll actually have it, which is fantastic. So you can see, this is and look, I'm going to get right here really easily. So this is actually my strategy for getting dodge 10. It actually works fairly well, as you can see. Of course, I still need to get the no-hitter challenge, but it's actually fairly easy to get no-hitter challenges once you throw in Luiginary attacks, which I'm going to abuse the heck out of, because why not? So, that's my strategy for getting excellent 10, dodge 10. Once you have excellent 10 taken care of, that actually works fairly well if you just focus on doing that attack and that attack alone. So, unfortunately, we do still need to get the no-hitter challenge, and there's going to be another enemy as well, which I actually find to be more difficult in terms of this. But first, a Kamek interruption, because why not? So, he flies up there, he has his little shindig, and we need to go chase him. But how are we going to get all the way up there? That's practically in the sky. Well, we'll find out after we murder a Magic Koopa. This is why I don't want to jump on Magic Koopa, because it will start the fight with all... Oh, didn't I already show this off? Whatever, you want to start the fight with all of them normal. But we're going to start with the fight with all of them electric, because we're crazy people. And I'm going to focus on getting the no-hitter now. Why did I do that? I could have sworn I pressed down there, and apparently I did it. You know what? I'm just going to do a runaway and a redo here, because that was... I just want to get the no-hitter taken care of easily here. So, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up and show you guys the no-hitter. And like I said, I recommend you fight these guys in normal. You know what? I'm not going to speed this up because I'll just show off the attack and then I'll do a bro attack. It's actually easy peasy to get the no-hitter. So, unfortunately, now I have to deal with this attack, which I just need to be skilled! Pro-elite skills! I'll redeem myself for my earlier failure, and I guess I won't speed this up because I do want to show the no-hitter and getting it properly because it's kind of cool. But as long as I can dodge this attack, this last batch I don't think will have one. It doesn't. So now I'm going to do the Luiginary Ball. I mean, let's be honest here. In terms of the Luiginary attacks, I think Ball and Hammer are really the only two ones that are actually that useful. There are some instances where Stack's okay, but Ball is just such a great AoE one. I really underestimated it. It can really hit like almost all of them. So I'm going to use this to really thin the herd down, if not kill all of them. And the no-hitter will be gone from that. So I recommend Luiginary attacks when going for the no-hitter. It just makes your life a lot easier. So just line up properly and wipe out all of them. Wipe out. What? That didn't even kill half of them. What the heck? I guess they have a lot more health than I thought. Did I not hit most of them? I'm not, like, they're dying. That actually wasn't enough power to kill most of them. Because look, they're just like, they're dropping like flies from their own fireballs. It's actually kind of hilarious. But, yeah, that happened. I guess that's interesting. Please have no more of them. Thank you. Okay, let's do another ball. Actually, you know what? In this case, I'm going to do a more AoE sort of thing. I'm going to use a flame. We don't use flame too often, but ball is kind of tough to aim. This should be a blanket damage all of them, I think. Unless it doesn't damage all of them, in which case flame really sucks. Why does flame exist if it sucks that badly? Also, why am I still talking? I'm like wasting literally the entire episode by talking like an idiot on all of this, but long episode, I guess, because getting dodge 10 here is a pain in the butt. That doesn't really even hit all of them. I'm very disappointed in you, Luiginary Flame. You are a bad attack, and you should feel bad. I'm gonna focus. I don't want to get hit here. Okay. Now, can we just, like, do a hammer and murder all of them? Can that just be a thing, please? For goodness sake, why is getting this so difficult? Thank you. No hitter achieved. I've wasted most of this episode just fighting these guys, but you can see that how difficult of an endeavor the dream world of this area is. A ball didn't even finish them off, which is crazy. I'm not dealing with you. No, we're done with you, Magikoopa. Magikoopa. I keep calling you Magikoopa because Kamek's here. Well, just if you want to get around them easily, just wait for them to slow down, and then they're fairly easy to just jump over from there. So that's gonna be the simplest way to do that. However, we have another enemy, and that's Lakitu. This is Lakitu R, the harder version of the Lakitu fight. So, or the spiny fights, more or less. So now I have to do the same thing with these, basically. And then I completely fail like an idiot. Okay, so you can see the patterns for this are a bit faster now. You have to kind of have really good timing, which I really didn't have at all there. But hey, we'll show off another fight, I guess. Yeah, man, like, yeah, the timings just are really tricky, and I'm just playing really poorly right now, unfortunately. So I really need to get my act together if I'm gonna not suck. But you can see the spinies are even more difficult because their patterns go really fast now, and that makes life, you know, fairly difficult as well. So now I have to show off a fight with these guys. I can hopefully get the Lakitu. Lakitu is a different no-hitter, though, so I'll try to get the Lakitu no-hitter here and show off a spiny fight for how it usually goes and show off the Lakitu. But, basically, expect me to use the bro attacks, the Luiginary Ball on these guys just as much because, frankly, it makes life easier just to use a Luiginary attack on this too. Because they're fairly difficult enemies. Although they are still weak, they are very weak to jumps, as they were back then if they are flipped over. Otherwise, if they aren't flipped over, obviously you can't jump on them, but when they are flipped over, you can kind of murder them super quickly. And here's their other attack. They kind of have just another variation of this sort of thing. Luckily, if so few of them, it's a lot easier, but their patterns are a little bit more erratic and a lot less patterned than they were before, so that actually does make them fairly more difficult. So this episode's basically just going to entirely be me like doing these fights apparently because they're a bit of a butt, but as long as I can get the count as Lakitu, this fight will be worth it. And Lakitu isn't really much different, so just, you know, counterattack his little spinies and he dies fairly quickly. So that actually helps. That'll give me the no-hitter for Lakitu, so at least this wasn't a waste of time. And because we've shown off all the spiny attacks, I will be just murdering them with a no-hitter fairly easily next time I see a spiny, which isn't that big a deal. We took care of the dodge 10, which is most important. Now, we've shown off these fights pretty adequately at this point. Of course, we have a whole new bunch of them. You know what? We have shown off these fights pretty adequately at this point. Let's not waste any more time fighting the Spinies. They literally go on forever. Luiginary Ball is your best friend, especially with the Master Gloves when we're not wasting any BP anymore. Just massacre them. There's no reason to... These fights in the Dream World, if you try to fight them without Luiginary attacks, they take forever now. Just use a Luiginary attack, because then they die, especially because you get a crit on them, because they're weak to ball for some reason. I know I was weak to balls once. That's just kind of funny. But yeah, we'll find another Lakitu at some point. We'll fight a Spiny. It'll be good times. But I'm like literally like, what, 15 minutes in this episode at least? And we've really accomplished almost nothing, which is kind of a bit tragic. At this point, do we have anything else to put into points here? I don't think so. Yeah, we can put another point into stash here. We can give Mario a little bit more stash, which we will do. Bring up to 41. A nice, healthy number for your stash. Shoutouts to a good friend, Shadamaru41. And we have question mark blocks that are on their sides, which seems a little suspicious, and we're going to actually figure out why we have such strange things. Whoa. Meanwhile, my, Really, computer? I go through all this trouble, and then my computer goes into sleep mode, and, that's definitely going to show up on the recording and freeze for a second. So what you missed was me doing this. There, now I don't have to, like... I can't catch a break with this episode. It's horrible. Hopefully that's not going to screw too much up, because I'm going to be real salty if it did. But, regardless, we have to get introduced to a whole new mechanic here, because we are nowhere near done with this episode yet. We have a whole new Luiginary work on top of everything. I said the final Luiginary work a few episodes ago. That's not true. This is actually, I think, the final Luiginary work, and it probably isn't, because I'm going to look like a fool regardless. So, we do get a new Luiginary work, though. Even this late in the game, I didn't expect them to introduce something new, and they do. I was wrong, and it actually involves the Koopa Clown Car run, because, I mean, you didn't expect us to sleep on a Koopa Clown Car and not have a mechanic involving it. So basically, might there be anything to power this shiny button? You press this button, Luigi kind of just joins, like, this weird thing in the background, and he pretty much literally, the thing levitates, and when you levitate, for some reason, levitating in the real world causes the dream world to lose gravity. Luigi basically becomes his own galaxy. Super Luigi Galaxy is now real. Unfortunately, we can't really move around the control stick very well, but we can swim in the air of all things, which is a little bit bizarre, I suppose. So, hey, I got the coin in the cutscene because I sort of swam that way. So, basically, you press A to swim. The more you press A, the faster you'll go, so you can actually gain a lot of momentum. There's, like, pretty much no friction. You're basically in space. Luigi is now space. Luigi is so cool that he became space. I'm actually pretty impressed. So, it is kind of hard to get question mark blocks when you're going so fast, though, so do feel free to slow yourself down to hit the question mark blocks. It's a little bit easier. You do have to hit them from below, so that's why we did the sideways one. We're going to have space happen back in the area where Kamek fled to. That's how we're going to be getting up there in the first place. So, Super Luigi Galaxy, though, is the theme of Dreamy Neo Bowser Castle. Also, it's kind of funny when you kind of... That's the thing that can happen, kind of, if you have full items. It's pretty ridiculous, actually, and I love it. So, it's a really cool... It's definitely a really cool Luiginary thing. Do I have an actual use for an Ultra Candy? Just because, yeah, I do. I can just waste... Because you know what? We're never going to be back here anyway. May as well use it or... No, I don't want to use a Max Candy. May as well use it or lose it, though. Luigi can use a syrup jar. I'll find a syrup jar at some point, I'm sure. We'll hand that over to him, and he'll be like, hey, that's a syrup jar. Thank you for that. Hey, little bits of healing. Why not? Leveling up does sort of damage you. It looks like there's an area down here. If you look at the map, there isn't. So don't worry about that area down there. This is the herbs, right? It's really entertaining to me to do that. Anyway, we're a galaxy now. It's fantastic. I love this. I love this Luiginary thing. It's absolutely silly. It's really fun to just kind of swim around the air and you go super blazing fast, as you can see, which is pretty fun, actually. So, hit the red coin thing, and then just get all the coins. If you get all the red coins, the rest of the coins will stay around. So just focusing on the red coins, don't worry about the other coins. They will still stay here, and you get a little block you can hit. And now we're going to get all the coins because I'm greedy. I know I have enough money to last me for the entire rest of the game, including the post-game. But you know what? I want all the money I can because I'm secretly Wario in disguise. It's pretty fantastic. So get all the coins, every little last bit of moolah, and then hit the exclamation block, and you can move forward. So we're just gonna kind of continue to this until we catch up to Kamek, and we'll leave the Kamek encounter. Spoilers. Although really, what did you expect? We'll deal with Kamek basically next episode. We're gonna spend the rest of this kind of doing the tutorial for the galaxy. This is very much your tutorial part of the thing, where they teach you about the galaxy. You get to fight the new enemies. It's kind of a thing, and another new mechanic involving Super Luigi Galaxy. I actually think it's called like Luiginary Galaxy, or like Luiginary Universe. It's something cool like that, or Luiginary Space. Really, the theme is space here. I love it. It's really cool. You're like, it's just, you just lose gravity for some reason. So you can press against the wall, you can shoot out like this, and apparently doing that will let you break blocks. I'm pretty sure that's not how momentum works, but apparently that's how momentum works in this galaxy. So, hey Luigi, it's your dream. You make the rules. Apparently if I can break blocks just by kicking off the wall, as opposed to swimming into it, sure, so be it. I don't know how that really works, but apparently it does. What do we got here? A max mushroom. Hey, we don't actually have full of those yet. We don't have full of most of the max stuff yet, which is good that you'll get a lot of max stuff over there. I did get a bunch of max stuff from the Spinies, which I do still have to fight a Spiny. I do have to remember that, which I do believe we'll encounter a Spiny fairly soon, if not like right now. And indeed we are, right now. I'm gonna punch him right in the spiny belly. We're gonna get the no-hitter challenge super easily. No lactose yet, which is good. I spoke too soon. Okay, this is actually fairly easy. It's just up, down. The patterns can get a lot more complicated though. They do like the outers and the inners, and it can get really complicated to dodge that attack. So luckily that one's simple. I can just go ahead and destroy them for the Luiginary Ball. Lakitu works the same way he did in the non-R version, where basically if you kill all the enemies, he'll just leave. And if you taunt ball him, I think you just piss him off and he just attacks you sooner. So I guess if you want to get the no-hitter for Lakitu quicker, you can throw a taunt ball at him. But this should get the no-hitter for the Spiny R's, and I should be done with all the no-hitters in the Dream World for now, and all the crazy stuff. We are getting really close, by the way, to being done, though, as I've mentioned a few times. I believe with that, we're now in the 900s, pretty deeply, actually. Where does this no-hitter bring us to? We're up to 969, so only 30 more to go. No more excellent 10s, no more dodge 10s. It's pretty much entirely going to be no-hitters, so it kind of can show you how many more enemies there are left to do. There's still a significant amount of them, so we will deal with them in due time. We'll get some items over here. We are actually full on Ultra Mushrooms. Do I need to heal for any reason? I don't believe so. Indeed, I do not. Luigi, you can use a little bit of syrup, but there's no reason to do. There's a thing over here. Am I supposed to be going, or am I supposed to go? No, I'm supposed to go over there first. Let's go over here first. Hi, Spiny. Don't mind me just kind of moseying along and being a bit of a butt. Hello, Mr. You, Luigi, get up here. No falling down on my watch today. We gotta be serious business here. There's a lot to do. I don't want to fight you. I apparently don't have a choice. It's really a lot easier to wait till they slow down. That's the best way to get past them. I only wanted to do this because I want Luigi to level up. He's about to get a level up, and I thought it was pretty pertinent from the day. Also, I can cut this footage out anyway, so let me just dodge a bunch of fireballs and be really annoyed at how long all these guys take. Oh, well, that finished them all off in one hit. I guess the level up actually was the difference there. That little bit of level up. But there we go. Speaking of level ups, Luigi's going to get one as well now, which is always fantastic. If there's one thing I'm going to fault the endgame of this game for, though, especially Neo Dream World, it's the fact that just the Spinies and the Mecha Koopas, they take forever. They take forever to do their attacks. It's kind of way longer than it should ever be. There's really no reason to get BP anymore for Luigi, especially because I have a bean to give him. So we're actually just going to give him 2 power. It's really the best option we have left at this point, and we have a lot of stats pretty much maxed out at this point, so we're just going to be kind of getting piddly for quite some time. That's why we're getting, you know, syrup, or that's why we're getting, not syrup, that's why we're getting Stash from Mario. Hi, you're really hyper. If you could just calm down for about 2 seconds so I don't have to fight you anymore, because I'm kind of sick of you guys. Thank you, I appreciate it. That's really the best way to get past them, just let them stop and then be like, okay. You've had your fun. Oops! I have stabbed myself. Mistakes. It's so nice to have access to the Master Gloves to get unlimited bro attacks or Luiginary attacks. expect almost every single one of these fights now to be cut back in using a ball. Because frankly, it makes life so much easier, and I'm going to abuse the heck out of it. Because frankly, I don't give a darn. Anyway, now that we're done with that, we have one last section actually we're going to, well, last major section we're going to take care of. Because as you can kind of see it, this will, if you look on the map, this will actually lead us back to the room where Kamek was. And we'll be able to get back over here, and we'll be able to get to that door. So, we'll get to there, we'll get to that door, and that's actually where we're going to end the episode, because I'm fairly sure we're already running this fairly lengthy. But first, we have a bit of a maze room to go through, which is actually kind of exciting. This thing you can't really jump against. You can try, you can just bash your head and die. That's okay. We actually have to kind of swim through this to get the spikes. As you can imagine, spikes are bad. Sends you back to the beginning. So don't hit the spikes, but you kind of get a little bit of a maze here. So don't go too fast, unless you're a crazy person like me. There's kind of a little shortcut over here that actually just leads you back to the beginning. So instead of going to that long path over there, you really should just go up here and not be a silly face, but I don't know why that exists. It's a thing that exists. Another max candy. We should be getting fairly close to maxing those out too as well, which is pretty nice. Cut that one a little close, but it's a fairly easy maze to navigate, so go ahead and hit this block. It'll open up this, and it'll open up a shortcut so we never have to do this maze over again, although why we'd come back here in the first place, I have no idea. But in case you want a shortcut for some whatever reason, if you want to go fight, you know, a spine. There is no, by the way, there is no new Luiginary attack. We have gotten all the Luiginary attacks in the game, so do not expect us to have a Luiginary attack in Neo Bowser Castle. It does not exist. In fact, it's the bro attack in normal Neo Bowser Castle is the final puzzle. They're the final attack pieces in the game. We'll never see another pair of attack pieces ever again. Now that we're in Galaxy mode, though, we can just run circles around those Lakitu and be like, "You're a fool, Lakitu!" And now we're back in this room of Galaxy mode for some reason, so it is a thing we can now swim around in. Get all the little blocks and all the things. We are full on Ultra Nuts. That's unfortunate, but necessary. And another Max Mushroom. I'm surprised we're not maxing those, because we've gotten quite a few of those from the Spinies now. But we should be fairly close to max if we aren't already. Come on, I want to hit this block. And that actually takes care of pretty much the bulk of the first section here of Dreamy Neo Bowser Castle. And beyond these doors, Kamek awaits us. So, in the next episode, we go through this door and we confront this little wizard and tell him to unshimmy shammy our shimmy shams. Because frankly, I like my jimmies unwrestled. This is LuckySevenDX, signing out. I'll see y'all the next time we face off against Kamek. Bye-bye.